Hey guys, I'm Krista, and this is my big sister Stacey.
And this is Sister Social Call. Hi, Sissy.
Hey sissy, how's it going?
Good, good. How are you this morning?
Pretty good, scrambling as per usual. That's how I like to roll. How are you?
Yeah, good. Oh, you can't, our audience won't be able to see this, but I put on my yellow blazer and I wear this blazer only when I feel like it's like time to get down to business. And so this is it. This is our first podcast. We have done two trials, but this is it. Like I put on my blazer because this one is going out to the world and I mean it.
Yeah, before we adventure into this whole podcast business, why don't we introduce ourselves a little bit, sis?
Yeah, let's go for it. You first.
Okay. Well, you guys, my name is Krista, as I have said. I am 42 years old and I am from Saskatchewan, Canada. I am an entrepreneur. I have a partner named Mark. We've been together for 5 years. He has a daughter named Haven. She's 11. So I guess I'm like a step parent, but I don't really love that term, but that's what everybody knows that as. So I was married once before and I am divorced. So there's that. I have four cats, one dog, a horse, and Mark has about 200 head of cattle. I love the simple life, you guys. That's kind of my thing. I love the simple life. I love spending time with my family. I love my hobbies, which are very simple. I enjoy painting, reading, gardening. I love to travel, but not nearly as much as my sister. But we will go down that rabbit hole at some point in time. I love the outdoors, skiing, cooking. Honestly, you name it, I pretty much will do it, especially if I can do it by myself because I like to be alone a lot. But I'll try anything once. But my major thing is that I do love I love being outside. I love skiing. I love all that stuff, but I truly love art. And watercolor painting is kind of taking over my life at this moment, which is great. And sourdough bread making. Yeah, I live in a small town and I love that life. Like I love the life of small town living. My partner, he's a rancher and a farmer, and so when I'm not here in my small town, I go to this ranch which is in the middle of, well, we say the middle of everywhere, but truly it is in the middle of nowhere. Which I love. It's so good. You can just mark Scotland every which way you look. There's a lake there. It's amazing. That's where I find my solitude and absolute happiness. And even in the small town that I live in, like this morning, I got up and went for a walk. It's like minus 30 degrees here in Saskatchewan right now, and I got up and went for a walk, and it's like bright and sunny, and I'm just like walking through my little town, and it's just like, oh, I just love it here. And I always think about all the people's houses that I pass by. I'm like, oh, that's so and so, that's so and so, and I just really love that. So, yeah, I one thing about me is that I'm a little bit afraid of heights. So that's something that it's I haven't always been, but that's a little interesting fact about me. I don't love that. It kind of gives me that like weird woozy feeling. You guys, I love social media. That is my, and I mean, I'm not like a social media, like, I don't sit there and like toil into people's lives. Like, I could almost care less about that stuff. I love it for, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a hairstylist and a salon owner. So I own a hair salon. I love it for business. I love it for creativity. I love it for networking. There's so many things that I love it for, and I love making content. Like I love it. I love posting it. I have some YouTube channels. I've got so I love that. My sister and I differ quite a bit in that way. Yeah, unlike my sister, well, I am an open book. I share almost anything. I I think there's a lot to be learned from people that share their life with each other. So I do share a lot of stuff. Yeah. Oh, well, what else can I tell you? That's pretty much sums up me. I mean, we will definitely get into the nitty gritty because we plan to have this podcast for a very long time, and you guys are gonna get to know us, and we're gonna talk lots about everything. So that kind of just is a quick little summary of what I'm all about. What about you, sis? Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
I live in BC with my husband and two cats. We are child free. I am the middle child. Chrissy's a year younger than me. I'm 43, and my brother's 4 years older than me, and he's 47. Me, I love to travel, and I especially love to plan about traveling. I love that so much. I love yoga, but I am very clumsy, like the clumsiest out of all anybody I know. Um,
Can I
I
tell a quick
am,
story about your
let's
clumsy?
save, let's
Okay, fine.
save,
Okay,
let's
fine.
just save how clumsy I am because it's going
Okay,
to
fine.
come up repeatedly.
Fine.
I'm trying CrossFit for the first time in my life. I've been there since August. I'm really clumsy.
I'll just tell you this, guys, that she's so clumsy. She had an incident in CrossFit. So yesterday morning, she texts my mom and I that she was doing the same workout that she did before, but this time she didn't fall. So that's just a little hint of what happens in her life daily.
Yes, it's true. I work fully remote from home, and I like to keep my work pretty private. I'm a public servant, so I just don't want to get into politics or anything like that. So I would rather just not talk about what I do in my for my 8 hours of my life each day.
And that is another note. We're going to quickly note here is that we are not going to talk politics on this podcast.
Definitely not.
We are going to keep that for all the other social media platforms that do. That's not us.
Yeah, definitely not.
Not us.
Yeah. Okay, back to me. I spend my time volunteering. I have three different organizations that I volunteer for. I volunteer with the Canadian Red Cross, the Invermere Healthcare Auxiliary at their thrift store, and the Christmas Bureau. So each of them takes up a little bit of time, but none of them take up a ton of time. And so that's why I can squeeze in a podcast. Something that I absolutely love doing is thrifting. I love going to the thrift store. That's why I volunteer there also. I like making photo books. I'm really trying to get through some family history and to put that all into a photo book. And it seems like a very overwhelming task, but it's starting to come together. I love cooking. I like to walk up hills, but I don't love doing extreme hikes, but I do like walking up mountains. I like to ski, but I'm not a very good skier. Again, I'm really clumsy, so this just it all adds up. And in the summertime, I like to go to the beach that we have in our town. So I don't know, that's pretty it. We keep it pretty quiet and pretty simple where I live. So that's that.
We're like two average girls that talk about average things, but maybe in a not so average way.
Yeah. And we're hoping that like this, because we are just so average, that you'll find us very relatable. Like we're in our mid 40s, so there's like health issues that both of us are navigating that I think we'll have some pretty like good conversations. We have aging parents that I think folks will understand and will be very relatable. And so I think those are some of the things that we will talk about on this podcast that people will gravitate towards.
I agree. I think this is going to be a podcast for everyone. Probably predominantly women, but I honestly think that there's going to be a little bit of something for everyone all along the way.
Yep, totally. We're supposed to do a sponsor message ad right now.
Oh, right. It's that time.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah. This is episode one.
Episode one, we're stumbling through this and we don't have a sponsor quite yet.
Yeah, not yet. But hey, you know what? I think what we'll do for these first couple episodes, we will just share our favorite local businesses. So the one that I'm going to do right now is actually I'm going to start with you, Sissy. I'm going to pump up your business, Pure Vita Hair Co. This is Chrissy's salon that she operates in the community of Regina Beach. She has been running this successful business for 11 years. Sister, I'm so proud of you and the
Thank
community
you.
that you have grown. So did you want to talk a little bit about your hair salon right now?
Well, sure. I'll just do that quickly. I have an exclusive Aveda hair salon in the booming metropolis of Regina Beach, Saskatchewan. I've had that, as my sister said, for 11 glorious years. It has been phenomenal. It's been a really wonderful experience for me. I have the most incredible community out here, and then lots of clients travel to come see me, so I have this amazing community of support. I get to be creative every day. That is my jam, and I just get to do what I love. And really, the thing that I really truly love about it is the people. Like, I love the deep connections that I have with people that come to my chair. And I was actually just talking to somebody about this yesterday, how, like, most important thing that I love. Like, I mean, I love being creative and I just think that's in me. That's just, I couldn't imagine doing something that's not. But I really love connecting with people and it's very fulfilling to me. And I love hearing people's life stories and I just love all of that. So I really kind of hit the jackpot. It's a pretty amazing thing for me. Like, I feel so fortunate. I've had to work very hard to get to where I am, but yeah, you know what? I have this great little space and it's pretty fabulous. So thank you for giving me a plug in the first episode, sis.
No problem.
Well, our first topic we wanted to kind of chat about, just because we are starting off here in 2025, is, we just want to discuss a little bit about our personal goals and aspirations and resolutions. I don't love using that word, but like the goals and things for 2025 that we've kind of set out for ourselves. I'll start with mine. I haven't really got super deep into this quite yet this year. Like, usually I've had lots of time to think about it, but a few years I've been picking words. Some of my clients got me onto this. And so 2 years ago, it was healing. And then we can talk about that in a later episode. But I spent the year really healing and in many, many ways, like mentally, spiritually, all these things. And then actually, I started that year physically in the ICU in the hospital. So, but then last year, I really wanted to focus on creativity because that fills my soul up. And so this year, I was like, well, what is going to be my word for this year? And I actually decided that it's going to be me. Now,
Ooh, I
yeah.
like it.
Yeah, that was a big one I had the other day, but I am like, in my job, I give a lot of myself, and in my relationship and to the people around me. And sometimes I do that so much so that I feel quite depleted. And I just want to be able to find a little bit more balance in that this year, where it's like I'm not so extreme in one way. Like, I take the time for me to, and I do that. I do that. But I find that, like, there's times when I need to like really focus a bit more on myself, and then I just stretch it till I'm like feeling burnt out, I'm frustrated, I'm angry, I'm resentful to the people around me that take up my time. And so I just really want to like try to find a little bit more balance, and then just like really focus on like me. And like, sometimes you say, yeah, I'm going to do something, but you don't really want to. Well, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not doing that. So that's one thing. And that goes with like lots of things. And even just like, after a long day of work, it's like, just, rather than coming home and, I mean, I do lots of things, but it's like the things that really help me like decompress after a day is like going for a walk or doing a little bit of yoga, just trying to like prioritize those things and all that stuff. And so just like looking after me. And so I'm really excited about that. And it's kind of funny because I decided on that when I was driving home from the farm the other day. I was like, you know what, that's gonna be my word. And then lo and behold, I see a somatic trauma therapist. I guess that's the best way you can describe her. And so I've been seeing her for 2 years, and then she pops up. She's offering this course called You Make Sense, and it's a 6-week somatic women's group healing session, I guess you could say. I've never done anything like that. And so I made that decision, that goal for me, and then all of a sudden this came up, and I was like, "Oh, number one thing I need to do this year for me is this." I wanted to do it last year, but the timing just didn't really work out. So I'm like, I even text my sister. I was like, like, I should I do this? And she was like, yes, like do it. Like, don't even think about it. So that's starting this year off. Like that starts next Wednesday and it goes for 6 weeks. So I'm really excited about that. And then like I'm excited to see where that leads my kind of guides my year to even just start with that. And then just like fitness things. So I always like everybody always has these fitness goals, every whatever. I am active every day. I do something. Like I have a workout group of girls. We check in with each other texting every day. So we always do something. But the one goal I decided for this year, I we do these like 100-kilometer challenges in the summertime. So last summer I was like, man, I wonder if I could do 1,000 kilometers in a year. That's 2.7 kilometers a day or 83.3 kilometers a month. And it's a stretch to do those 100-kilometer challenges. And so I said it to my girls. I was like, I'm going to do 1,000 kilometers in 2025. And so it can be like running, hiking, walking, biking, swimming, like whatever. I don't care. Some of these girls like to swim, some of them like to run, whatever. So mine will predominantly be walking. Yeah, so that is kind of one of my like active things is that I wanted to see if I can get to 1,000. Like it's gonna be tough. And like this morning I went for a walk. It's -30 out. Like I was bundled right up.
I was
It
just
was
gonna
like so. What's
I was
that?
just gonna say that I think the 1,000 kilometers, like if it was above freezing every single day, 1,000 kilometers you would have no problem doing because we did over 100 each month in the summer last year, and it we could have done more. But when it is this cold and it is icy, there's nothing worse than going for a walk outside. So good for you. I'm impressed that you got out there this morning and it being so freaking cold.
Well, you know what? I didn't go yesterday, and by the end of yesterday, I was starting to feel a little bit anxious. And then this morning, I woke up and I felt a little bit like that. And I was like, girl, you got to get yourself not like anxious in a way that is debilitating, but I can feel that. Because I always work out every day, that if I don't, I feel it in me. Like, I have to do something. It is something I cannot live without. Like, I have to do, even if it's like 15 minutes of stretching or yoga, it's just like I have to do that for my mental health. It has to be done. But the one thing I'm going to say about that 1,000-kilometer challenge, it's like, it's going to be hard because we all have busy lives and we have lots of stuff going on. It's just one of those things that's going to make us think about if we're sitting on the couch and we have a half an hour, and if we're behind in kilometers for the week, it's going to get our arses off the couch. You know, we're going to be like, oh, dang it. I have a half an hour and I can get outside and get 3 kilometers in, and I'm down like 8 kilometers this week. So I was already down 2.7 kilometers because I didn't walk yesterday. So I'm like, it's just one of those things where it's like when you're sitting there, having your bowl of popcorn or something and you're like super lazy and it's like, should I, shouldn't I? And then it's just gonna be that one. It's like, well, I'm behind all the people. I should get out there. So it's just one of those things where it's like, it's gonna make you decide, like, choose something different in your free time. Yes or no? For me, it will. I think that's kind of what I was thinking
Are
about.
the
But
rest of the girls in your workout group doing the $1,000 1,000 kilometer challenge with you?
yeah.
Oh, you convinced them all to do it with you.
Well, I didn't do any convincing. I said this is what I'm up to
Mm.
for 2025. If you guys want to get in on it, like let me know and I'll start like the Nike Run app challenge. And so I did. And yeah, like some of them have gotten into swimming over the winter. And so I think they'll like log some kilometers doing swimming and stuff. I don't care. It's just like 1,000 active kilometers
Yep.
is awesome. And then one of the girls is going to train for a try or like a sprint triathlon. So she'll probably do quite a bit of everything. But yeah, so that's gonna be that. And then like other goals, again, like I just really want to keep on with my healing journey. That thing that I started that and that's gonna be endless. And then because I think we're always working to be better and then being creative, like I've gotten such a groove with that from last year that I'm super inspired. I started a YouTube channel with it. It's like so much fun for me. I even last night I got home from work and all week long I've been craving painting a sunflower and I just had to do it. Well, I was up till like midnight because I just couldn't stop. Like I was just like into it. So that's pretty much those are pretty much my goals for 2025. I think it's a lot. Like I think, when I say I'm focusing on me, there's so much more to that than just me that it's like it's a lot. So anyways, what about you, sis? What are your goals for
Oh,
2025?
Well, it's interesting because I find that the last quarter of the calendar year, so like in about November, December, I start getting really energized. And it's all about like I think planning for the year ahead because like I've already said, like I love to plan and I love new calendars. Oh my goodness, I get so much joy from calendars and agendas. Like by the end of January, usually that motivation dissipates big time real fast. And so what I really it's actually a it's not so much a goal, but a feeling I want to have throughout the entire year. Like I want to continue that big, I call it big energy. And it's like this like planning energy, like or creating energy. So I really, and that's what goes away by the end of January, but that's what I really want to have through this whole entire year is this big energy. And so that's what I'm trying to cultivate through this year. I started
I
this
love
year.
that, by the way. I love
Oh,
that.
yeah. And it's just like I feel it when I'm creating and feel it when I meet new people. I feel it when I'm planning. I have a couple projects I'm working on at work that are like really expanding that feeling for me. And so that is the energy I want to carry on through the entire year. So
How
I
do you
started.
feel about, how does it make you feel about the podcast?
Well, see, that's okay. So this is it exactly. Like, so I started the Gabby Bernstein's manifesting challenge, and I've done this. This will be the third time I've done it. Big things have happened since I've done this in previous years. I quit my job in Regina and moved to British Columbia, and we live this mountain life, um, and it's that was all like I sat in a pit. I had my desktop as a picture of the view in Invermere for an entire year when I started my manifesting challenge the first time. Manifesting this big energy. And I think that this is where the podcast will really help facilitate maintaining that big energy that I'm feeling because it's like it's creative. I'm going to be forced to learn how to do things that have never done before, which is like editing. And so that's it's scary, but I want to learn and I want to create a community from this podcast of like-minded women that are listening to us, that are engaging with us. I think Chrissy mentioned it at the top that I don't love social media, but I'm excited actually to create social media like an Instagram account that's sister social call and that engages with people who are interested in what we're doing and what we're talking about. So like those things feel very good and heart expanding to me and that big energy that I'm seeking. So that's, I think the podcast will be really good. I think it will also like connect us really deeply. We're very connected sisters already, but I think some of the conversations that we're probably having this podcast at some point will just that we've never actually had. And so I think that will just make our heartstrings stronger. I am also manifesting good health. I am postmenopausal. Yes, I'm young to be postmenopausal. I always plan a lot of travel. That is no different. I manifest it every year. I'm planning it every year. That's how I like to accumulate experiences. I don't accumulate things, and I always have financial security on my manifesting challenge, my goals, and we are like in theory Sean and I look well prepared for retirement, but there is a daily cash flow thing that I often get scarcity mindset. And we will definitely talk about that because it's something I'm also always like very much investigating like about it. So, and I think I had a pretty good aha moment this Christmas about it. And so I would be happy to share that in the future. So those are just kind of like some of the things that I'm thinking about.
This is going to take us to our regular thing that we're going to do every single episode. We are going to be talking about our peaks, pits, and plans of the week and plans of the upcoming week, I would say, right? Like
Yeah.
our highs, lows, and plans for the following week.
Mm-hmm. This is something that I like to try and do weekly with my husband Sean on Thursdays. And just because I picked Thursdays because it's leading us into the weekend. And we often have a lot of plans going into the weekend. So it gives us a structured time to go to have a conversation about what our highs and lows were. Now, my husband is not a very good communicator. He doesn't talk too much. So this is a way for me to check in with him semi-regularly. We really do try to do Thursdays, but life gets away with us. So I actually have to write it down like on my like to-do list every Thursday to do it with him so I don't forget. And so yeah, we just go through our peaks, pits, and then we talk about our plans for the upcoming week. And mostly we do it because we are usually very busy on the weekends. So
Mark and I need to adopt this as well. He is of the same nature as Sean. Like he's very like steady Eddie. He doesn't talk about much, like unless it has to do with whatever's happening at the ranch, politics, whatever. And so yeah, I think I'm gonna steal this one from you too, sis, because like it just opens up a little more, yeah, it just opens up that communication. But like on New Year's, I was like, hey Mark, like what are your highs and lows for the year? And he like rolled his eyes at me. It was like, oh, here we go. So I think it's going to be a little tougher, but I think I'm going to steal this one as well. And I think I'm going to start it with Mark too.
yeah, well, I actually, I'm sure Sean was resistant. I should ask him, and I'll ask him this week and about his when we started it if he was resistant. But I actually think now, he's really open when we do our peaks and pits, which like Sean's not a very open book. So
Yeah, that's great. That's a good way to just like dial it in.
yeah, and like often our peaks are the same, like and pits are the
Yep.
same. Often they're the same. But he'll surprise me and pull out some that I was like, "Oh, I had no idea that was a peak for you." So,
Oh,
that's
okay.
or a pit. Again, he's a very like not unlike Mark. He's very, very steady and as he goes. So, anyways, peaks, pits, and plans for me this week. Okay, my peaks, we ordered a new couch, which is very exciting. I was looking back at my journal from 2021 when we moved out here, and I talked about how badly I wanted a couch then. So to finally nail this 4 years later is very exciting, or 3 years later, very, very exciting.
Yes.
We live in a place that has hot springs that are very close by. And so we went to the hot springs with some friends and their kids earlier this week. I don't remember what day, but we love going to the hot springs. So that will be a high, like consistently all like through the whole winter. And on New Year's Eve, I played music bingo from like 7 until 10 o'clock. And then I walked home and I was asleep by 10:30. So I didn't even see midnight. And that was also a high for me because nothing good happens after midnight. Plans for the week. My office is in a complete disaster. So I kind of am feeling like my life is very disorganized right now. So need to take down the Christmas decorations. Those live in my office in a shelving unit. So I think it's just going to be like a big reset of this week. We're going to go bowling this weekend with the same friends and kiddos that we went to the hot springs with. And hopefully we get to go skiing and hot springing this weekend. Maybe. Yeah, cross our fingers. It did snow last night, sis.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's great news.
Yeah.
You guys need it
We
more than
do.
us. We've got plenty.
Yeah. How about your peaks, pits, and plans for the week?
Okay, well, my peaks, I guess. Oh, this week has been wild. Like, yeah, like 2025. I'm happy, like excited about the new year. New things happening. So that's always like high. So whatever. We did nothing for New Year's because that's just not something that we really care to do much for because and it was pretty dang cold out here. So but yeah, just chilled out at the farm. I worked actually New Year's Eve day. So yeah, it's been kind of a weird week because I like worked and then I was at the farm and then I came back and then worked. So it was like a day and a half in the middle that was off, but yeah, so just that, the start of a new year. I've had a really great week at work. Like the few days that I was there, it's been really busy, really great clients. It's always exciting to see everybody in the new year too, because everybody's feeling the same, like energized, excited, like whatever. So we've had some good visits, hits. Well, I've had a bit of an interesting week, I think, mentally myself this week, and I'm not entirely sure, but it could be like the whole perimenopause, like whatever. It's just something I'm trying to figure out. So I feel like I've been kind of battling it a little bit this week, but I'll dive into that myself. I don't know. So it's been a bit weird. I don't know if it's like I'm excited about 2025 and then just yeah, I don't know. It's just been like a little bit of a tougher week. Just I don't know if it's just like that the whole hubbub is like, oh, it's exciting, and it's like now back to reality, or I don't really know. But anyways, No sweat. It's all good. And then my plans for this week, well, I'm starting that You Make Sense 6 week somatic group project. I will say, I don't know what I want to call it. I'm starting that on Wednesday, so I'm really looking forward to that happening. I was supposed to start my horseback riding lessons again on Tuesday, but we've had to bump it till Wednesday night. I'm going to go for my little pre-lesson lesson, and then I'll be starting that in a couple weeks again. So I started horseback riding lessons last year, so I can only do them for a short period of time because the girl that gives lessons, she's a rancher too, so they get really busy with calving season. So we just like there's a few months of the year that we can dial into it for both of us. I think I forgot to mention that I'm huge into gardening. That's like a huge part of my life, but that all starts happening this spring too. So, anyways, horseback riding lessons. That'll be Wednesday night. I'll head to the barn. So Wednesday's going to be a heavy day because it'll be that. Then I got to come back to work and then I'm going to go to the barn for a bit. But I think that'll be really good to go to see the horse because I find horses are very majestic.
Are
And
you
then,
is it Jetta? What's the name of your
yeah,
horse? Jetta.
my
Will
horse
you be
Jetta.
riding Jetta again?
I will be riding Jetta. And she's got a mind of her own, just like me.
That will be an interesting vibe, I think, after your group
Session.
therapy session and hopping on Jetta for
Yeah.
return to horse riding. Woo! I can't. Maybe we can talk
Yeah.
about that next week.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. And then on next weekend, I always get a little ski pass. I get a ski pass to our ski hill out here, which is Mission Ridge. It's a little ski hill, but it's an hour from the farm. So I always get a ski pass. I'll be taking Mark's daughter skiing the next weekend. So we'll have her and then we'll do some skiing. And then I think that pretty much wraps it up. It's Mark's birthday on Tuesday. So I was thinking of either going to the farm this afternoon or tomorrow. It's a couple of my girlfriend's birthdays today, and so I was gonna stick around and go see them, but one of them's not feeling very good, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that. So I think I might just stay home though and just go tomorrow because it's still pretty cold here. And like last year, my car went into this limp mode thing when I was driving in that really cold and it needed to go into a garage to thaw out. And even though it's not that cold as it was last year, I still kind of am a little bit leery because it is still like minus 25 out. And
Yes.
so that's something that happens with my freaking car. If it gets too cold for too long, it goes into limp mode. And so it just you can't drive fast. And then the check engine light starts blinking because it's like telling you not to drive your car because it's like condensation's frozen in the motors or the engine. It's like so weird. I'll never get one of these cars again. But anyway, so I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I really want to like drive there today. Unless it gets warm this afternoon. So we'll see. But otherwise that's kind of it. Just like working back to kind of the regular grind. It is a little bit slower right now at the salon, just it always kind of drops off for a couple weeks in January. Usually it's like the end or like it's very unpredictable, but people kind of like it's after Christmas, so everybody's kind of like unwinding from that, but then people start to go on holidays again, so then it gets ramped back up. So I'm taking that time. I gotta get working on my GST and all my tax stuff and all that crap for the year end, blah blah blah. So there's a never ending thing stuff for me to do always.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
So just
well,
regular.
just regs. Just the
Just
regular.
regular life stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Adulting.
Yeah. So
Well,
I guess this is well, I guess you've got it in our little notes here that we need to pick another sponsor.
yeah. Yeah.
And like we don't even have one, but I guess if we're gonna like pump up people's businesses, well, I'll pump up my partner Mark's like ranch. It's called Horse Lake Ranch. He's a commercial cattle farmer and a small scale grain farmer. Um, yeah, he's got the ranch. We do not sell beef to like regular people. Like, I mean, we will do one for ourselves and we will split it with our like my brother. He'll often buy half or the neighbor, whatever. But yeah, he's like a commercial cattle farmer in south central Saskatchewan. He has about 200 head of cattle. He farms almost 1,000 acres of grain, cuts his own hay. That's what he does. That's his jam. So though we do not sell to the public, he sells his cattle to auctions, which actually tomorrow we're going to be sorting cows. Apparently. Well, he is, but if I'm there, then I will be too. Because cattle prices are really good right now. And yeah, so That's what Mark does. So he basically breeds his cattle, the girls, and they have their calves. He raises them till they're about 500 or 600 pounds, and then he sells them at the auction. Where that's where there's like feedlots and other like people that run yearlings and stuff. They'll go there and then they'll buy those cattle. So Mark just like breeds them, sells them, like raises the calves till they're a certain weight, and then sells them off. He doesn't do the whole yearling thing. He just does the calves. And that's pretty much it. He runs his own show. He has no staff. Every once in a while, he tries to hire somebody to help him. And it's hard to find people to help you periodically. So I
Yeah,
help him a little bit.
you're the best farmhand.
I'm the farmhand whenever it needs to be done. I'm learning. It's been 5 years. It's a slow progression, but I'm learning how things go. But yeah, so that's Horse Lake Ranch, and that is located in Saskatchewan here, and that's Mark's business. So that's my second sponsor, my plug for another business. And yeah, so I guess this is gonna wrap up our first episode. We know lots of our parents, friends, our plus ones are gonna be listening to this. Thank you so much for supporting us and for joining along in the podcasting journey. This is one thing. I mean, I love social media, but this is the one thing I haven't gotten into yet. But I love the idea of it. Like, I love listening to podcasts. So I'm really pumped about that. So thank you guys for joining along. And for any of you guys that are listening, like thanks for chiming in.
Yeah, so how can you reach us? Well, Chrissy is on all the socials. So you can follow her Pure Vita Hair Co. You can follow her probably somewhere like personal on her on TikTok. You can follow Horse Lake Ranch on YouTube. You can follow, which is her newest like venture on YouTube, is her Blooms and Brushstrokes channel. You can follow her there. So you can follow her anywhere. You can probably find me on LinkedIn if you really want to get in contact with me. And then this will get better. And we will have great socials for this podcast. So you will be able to find us on traditional podcast or on traditional social media sites like Instagram once we get those up and going. And we will very soon. So I think that concludes our first episode, sis. That was lots of fun. I love you.
Love you too. And I look forward to our next few when we're just a little bit more smooth. It's going
Onwards
to
and
get
upwards.
better. It's going to be lots of fun. We're going to talk about all the cool things and good things and bad things and emotional things in life. It's going to be great. We're just going to chat just like regular girls, regular ladies chatting about life. So welcome.
Love you.
Love you. Ciao.
Bye.